Alright, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Evans Garage, and today we're going to be showing you how to install side steps on a first gen. So I've got these Carr Hoop 2 multi-mount step. I got these off of Rock Auto. I'll list the link in the description box below. Okay, so what they say is to line up the center of your step when your seat is in the regular driving position, to have the middle of that step at the front edge of your seat. And for ease of measurement, what I've done here for first gen guys at least is you're going to take a measurement with a tape measure 1 foot exactly from this seam back, and then that'll be your center mark of your step. So there's my 1 foot mark on the inside of the rocker panel, and then on the bottom you take a measurement from the front lip of your rocker panel, come back 18.5 inches, and then make your mark there. So I've made a mark with my black Sharpie, so that'll be the center of my hoop step. From your center line, measure 4 1/8 of an inch to each side and mark 2 more vertical lines. The measurement between those 2 lines should be exactly 8 1/4 inch. So from this outside line past your center to your next line, 8 1/4 inches between those 2 lines. Now from the bottom of the rocker edge, measure up 3/8 of an inch and make a horizontal line, creating a crosshair pattern like that on both of the outside markings. And then you'll have a crosshair, and that's where you're gonna punch the center and drill out the holes. I've taken a punch and a hammer and center punched the center of each crosshairs. Now take an 1/8 inch drill bit and drill out both of your center punched markings, and then take a 5/16 drill bit and enlarge out those holes with that size. Okay, the holes have been drilled out to 5/16. Now take your 2 rear mounting brackets and install the lower bolts through those holes that you just drilled, like this, where the alignment holes are facing up like that, and this tab at the front. Snug these bolts down, but don't over tighten them for now. Make sure these brackets are nice and straight. Now under the truck, make sure both of these brackets are straight, and then you're going to take an 1/8 inch drill bit in those top holes here and drill them out, and then you're going to take your 5/16 self-tapping screw and tighten those guys down. Alright, now go ahead and snug everything down nice and tight. Tighten down the remaining hardware nice and tight, and then you've got yourself a nicely mounted step. Here's a look at the step from a bit of a distance. With the door open, you can see where it sits, and with the door closed. Alright, now here's me testing it out. Alright, now there's a couple reasons why I got it, side steps for this truck, but in the 6 years of owning that truck I haven't gotten side steps, is because I knew something like this would happen. So I can take my hand here and pretty much flex the inside of the rocker panel pretty easily. Now, yes, it does hold the entire weight of my body as I get into the truck, but I can't really imagine how something like a rocker mounted side step would hold up over 20 years. It would really start to fatigue some of that metal on the inside of the rocker panel. The other reason why I got these side steps is because, I mean, it's a cheap solution to install side steps for my wife who drives this vehicle. It's an automatic, and I just needed something that was easy to get into for her and for me. All right, thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned for some more videos in the future. I think these side steps adds a nice look to the truck, and of course they'll be functional. So I think the next step for the truck is going to be finding some first gen wheels I think I'm gonna stick with those tires. Those are, I did a bit more research on those tires. They're called M55, and they're by Toyo. And I actually found out that, you know, a lot of the Pacific Northwest loggers use Toyo M55s on their truck because they stand up really well to gravel, and that's the intent of this thing, is I want to use it for the camper, specifically on gravel logging roads. So I think I'm going to stick with these Toyo M55s, even though they're a little bit older. But if I end up replacing them, I'm probably just going to get the newer version of the M55, and we'll roll with that. Alright, so I'm going to do the other side, and then I'll do a final wrap-up video. Alright, and here's a look at the finished product on the driver's side. I really think it does add a nice look. You know, there's lots of accessories on this truck, like the visor and the bed liner here, that kind of make it unique. So adding side steps, I think, is a nice little accessory. I'd also like to add a ram hood ornament if I could, and probably mud flaps as well, and that'll really kind of round off the look of this truck once I get the first gen wheels on there too. So like I said, yeah, you know, I'd probably never install these side steps on my red first gen, only because it's really a kind of a poor design on the rocker panels. They just mount on the face of the sheet metal. I'd probably look for something, you know, if I were to install side steps on that, the red truck, I'd look for something that mounted to the frame so it's really solid. But you know what, these will do the job, and you know, they'll work for me at least. So thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more. Cheers.